Now, Betty, what are we going to do tonight?
I'm going to kick some ass!
Welcome to Chicago, where the fires serve cold, but the Wolves and the Hawks never shiver in the snow. The Bulls keep it running, the Sox run the South, the Cubs run the North, but the Bears run the house. True Chicago sports fans got their ears to the street. Any team make a move and they never skip a beat. And in this house, this is where we be. Welcome to the show with E-Rock and Big Z.
Welcome to Chicago. Coming from the True Chicago Sports Fan Cave, this is the TCSF podcast with E-Rock and Big Z. Hell yeah, he's back. Episode 87 is brought to you by 606 Media, True Chicago Sports Fans, ACSI, and Grit Clothing Company. Don't forget to go to gritclothingco.com and get your official TCSF podcast t-shirts. Search for keyword True Chicago. Use our promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off your entire order. That is TrueFan15. Go and get your official TCSF shirts now. Vamos! Oh boy, he's bilingual now. As always, I am Big Z, and I'm here with my boy E-Rock. What up, E?
What's up, Z? What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the show. If you're a first-timer or a long-timer, please remember to hit that subscribe button, that notify button, and go ahead and give us a review on your listening app of choice. You can find us on Facebook at True Chicago Fans. You can follow us on Twitter at True Chi Fans and on Instagram at True Chicago Sports Fans. Don't forget, you can support the show with a monthly subscription at anchor.fm/True Chicago Sports Fans. Go on over there and click on support, and you can subscribe for as low as 99 cents a month. Hey, do you like the show?
I do.
Are you a fan?
I am.
Well, tell your friends, and they will tell their friends, and we can all be friends, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Springtime is on its way, and maybe you need a fresh start, so let me tell you about a great opportunity with our friends over at ACSI. With over 50 expert technicians in the Chicagoland area, ACSI offers a one-stop shop for telecom wiring. Whether residential cable installation, fiber to the home, or commercial structured cable wiring, ACSI is a proud partner of Comcast and Astound, powered by RCN. Fans, let me tell you the most impressive thing about ACSI. The ACSI crew did their thing during the COVID-19 pandemic, and ACSI was awarded Hacia's 2020 Contractor of the Year award. The best part is that ACSI is growing bigger and better than ever. ACSI is now hiring for field sales, technicians, and project managers. Check out ACSI.tech. That's ACSI.tech, and click on careers to apply today. ACSI is an equal opportunity employer.
Go get you a job.
Please go get a job. Z, what's up, brother? How you doing? How was your week?
You're a little busy. It was St. Patrick's Day, so I didn't participate in that. I stayed my ass home. Tons of Twitter watching. That's my job. I got the Twitter. So lots of baseball news, updates. The baseball's back, baby. White Sox and Cubs making moves. So, this is my Christmas.
Yeah.
I love it.
We've been talking about it, like how it gives us that hope that spring is on its way and that summer is on its way. And I mean, how many times after the show last year did we go outside and grill and bring the TV out there and watch baseball? Where, you know what I mean? Kids are in the pool outside just hanging out, drinking and smoking cigars, and just that's the
life.
Best part of the year. I mean, especially when you start to get a little bit older in your 30s and 40s, like, yeah, I'm gonna stay home and I'm gonna find things to do at home. So that's the best. But
that's right. Put those Rockies on ice and fire up the grill.
That's right. Hey.
Yeah, I mean, I got really bogged up with a lot of chores. I have an old house, and so the apartment needs some maintenance. Pipes get old. You got to fix some pipes and a lot of stuff. Chores, laundry and all that stuff, and me being a single guy doing that all by myself, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I need to be rich.
I do my own laundry anyway.
I hate it.
I spent so many years fixing washers that I get very frustrated if someone else touches my laundry. I'm like, you ain't doing it right. You ain't doing it right. You ain't doing it. It don't matter who it is.
I need to start watching those TikTok videos on how to fold stuff correctly. Anyways, Tuesday night, as usual, we did great as a team. I bowled my ass off the first game, and after that, it went downhill. And I wasn't even drinking. That's right. This man did not drink on Tuesday.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't see this in the studio, but we do have a lie detector test hooked up.
When you said no, the lie detector test determined that was a lie.
And that shit is going all over the place.
I will show you my scores. I take a picture of my scores every week, no matter how good or bad I do.
Okay. No, I'm just talking about the fact that you said you weren't drinking. That's the problem that I have.
I didn't.
Yeah, I don't believe you.
Everybody was hungover, so nobody bought beer. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to buy beer either. I'm like, if no one's drinking, I'm not drinking either. So I need to work out my consistency. Also, just a lot of behind the scenes stuff. I know you do a lot of stuff. I do a lot of stuff. Gigantor does a lot of stuff. So we're all collaborating on a bunch of stuff that is coming up for the next couple months and for the summer, because that is our busy time.
Absolutely.
What about you, E? What you been up to?
Man, look, I got some news. I'll be traveling all over the place this summer for work, so that should be fun. I'll be going down to Atlanta.
Atlanta. You can get some wings? You gonna go get some wings?
I don't know, maybe. See if I can have them delivered. I ain't going wherever the hell you got them from. I'm not touching that shit. But yeah, I mean, I think it's called the Southern Fried Gaming Fest or whatever it is, so that'll be cool. And then I'll be going over to San Jose, California, also in July, my first time in Cali, so that should be fun. And then just like last year, I'll be going up to MGC, the Midwest Gaming Classic.
Yeah.
I'll be going up there at the end of April, so that'll be a lot of fun. And then we also had the...
Didn't Mikey said he wanted to come up to Milwaukee with us?
That is true.
We can book a whole weekend around that.
Yeah, maybe we could do that. We'll have to figure out when we can slot that in.
Logistics.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, like we had the new Rush pinball game came out not too long ago. So there was a launch party last night at Bottom Lounge. So I took my daughter and her friend over there. Ever since I took my daughter to Pin Expo the first time, she started loving playing pinball. So I took her up there, and she brought her friend who had never played. So younger kids, trying to get them into some of the old school type of games. And then we went to the movies, hang out. We actually tried to go bowling, man, because I was like, what am I supposed to do with these two 12-year-old kids? You know what I mean? So I was like, all right, we stopped by Wavelet, and they says, nope, you can't come in.
Why?
You don't have a reservation. All the lanes are full.
Yeah, it's a popular sport, man.
And at the same time, I'm kind of thinking, like, you see me pull up with two kids, they're like, nah, get the fuck out of here. So, like, if I'm the security guard, that's a very delicate way to kick someone out. But
no, it's hard to get into the lanes during the weekends. Like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it's just jam-packed, man.
Yeah, I mean, it was just, I just thought it was like something fun to do. Yeah. And I was like, all right, look, there's an arcade there. We'll go do that, but y'all got to bowl one game with me. Yeah. And they're like, all right, I'll take the trade-off. But yeah, I mean, aside from that, my adventures in thrifting. Last week I talked about the championship Bulls rings that I acquired. Well, this week, I found a really cool one of those 90s plaques.
Yeah.
And this one was Ryan Sandberg, Rhino, with the 8x10 and a couple of cards. So that's going to be joining the wall here.
Where are you going to make space, man?
Oh, I already know, right here. It's going to go up there. I'm going to move some stuff around like I did last week. But we already have one of these old school plaques with Sammy Sosa up here. We got Walter Payton, and we got a Jermaine Dye over here. And the other ones are kind of more recent. So that'll go up there with those guys and kind of make it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know you can't see this, but it looks like a giant puzzle here. That's what he has to do, to take these things out and figure out how they fit.
I already know how I'm going to do it. That's coming, and then this will go up there, and then Sammy will go right here. I already figured it out, man.
You're dropping Sammy?
Well, I mean, to put Rhino up there, yeah, we'll switch places. Okay. I'll put Rhino up there. But yeah, I mean, it's just doing what I do, man. Doing what I do.
Dude, you've got a horseshoe up your, where? Yeah.
It's all the way up there.
Everything here is from the thrift store.
Pretty much most
about
of the
90% of it.
Hey, look, if I ever do a colonoscopy, they're gonna be pulling a bunch of horseshoes out.
Voy a contestarte ahora mismo todas tus preguntas.
All right, man. We got someone special this week.
Yes, this week back again. Y te lo dice Enrique Calderon.
¿Qué pasó, muchachos?
That's right. Baby. He joins us to talk sports, music, and movies, along with what he's been up to since we talked to him last year on episode 26. That seems like a lifetime ago.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, hey. It's good to have you in studio.
Yes.
We're starting to have people in here, so it's great. We had Mikey last week, so it's really, really cool to see you. I mean, this is our first time meeting in person.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not a Zoom call.
No. We met at your little party.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
At the 1 year anniversary. He might have been a little bit inebriated.
A little bit. Not like Chris, but yeah.
No, yeah. I mean, I know I was inebriated. Just people were just handing me stuff, and I didn't know what it was, and I was just drinking it. But we all had a great time at at that event, and maybe we'll plan one this year. I don't know.
Yeah, I think this year we got to do something a little bit different. That's not in the basement.
It's not in the basement.
It's gonna be a pool party.
I couldn't
With
resist
the
last year.
underground back door entryway.
But you know the story about that place is when you walk out of the back door of that place was the alley. That's where I grew up. Literally, my house was right there.
In the alley?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah, so it was cool. Like, it was super nostalgic for me. And once we got a chance to have a venue in, like, literally the neighborhood, the block that I grew up on, I couldn't pass it up.
Yeah, and it being all graffitied out. I was like, once I saw it, I was like, I gotta book it. That's him. That's him.
Like, yeah, I had to do it, man.
That night was definitely a little fuzzy.
And of course, we got stirring the pot. And as always, what you looking at?
What you looking at?
And a sneak peek of Enrique's brand new single, Entre Dos Rios, available on all streaming platforms on March 26th. Book that into your iCal, your Google Cal. Write that down if you're old. I don't know, man.
Wait a minute, are you making fun of the notes I just wrote down before the show?
Hey, to where it fits, man. Whatever it fits.
But man, hey, March 26th, that's what's up. That's the day before my birthday. We'll be going over to Tennessee, so I know what I'm going to be listening to for a whole week up in the mountains. And I just hope that some of these melanin challenge folks don't come beating down my door. But yeah, man,
better watch out.
We got all that to talk about today, and of course, stirring the pot and what you're looking at, like you said.
Yeah.
But first, this is the Big Three with Big Z.
Thanks, E-Rock. I'm Big Z, and you guys are not.
What?
That's right. What? Now for today's stories. I'm doing three things at the same time. Story number one: lawyers for woman suing Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones. She says she isn't motivated by money. I'm going to call bullshit. Lawyers for a 25-year-old congressional aide who is suing Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones released a statement Thursday saying that their client isn't motivated by money, but instead wants a judge to toss out an agreement that attempts to prohibit her from stating who her real father is.
Mm-hmm.
Yo soy tu papá.
Yo soy tu papá.
The woman, Alexandra Davis, who lives in the D.C. area, was not motivated by fame or fortune when she filed the lawsuit on March 3rd against Jones, alleging that the billionaire is her biological father, her lawyers said in a statement. Take it away.
I'm waiting for him to bust out the Michael Jackson and be like, and the kid is not my daughter.
I definitely want to see the Maury Povich.
Oh, this got to go on Maury. Because this would be
You are
ratings.
the father.
Yeah.
I mean,
How old is Maury Povich now?
he's in the 70s.
It's like 100.
Yeah, like 115, I think. I mean, I think we just shorted him by 15 years.
He's old.
I can't. First of all,
Hey, isn't he? He's still married to Connie Chung.
yeah. An actual journalist who's well respected in the community, and then there's
Well, yeah, she does the real work, and he just goes and plays.
and then there's the baby mama drama of
Right.
Maury Povich. How did that happen, man? Wasn't he like a more reputable show back in the day?
He was, but and then I believe that they adopted children. So that was where it can
Wait a
stem
minute,
from.
Wait a minute, what the fuck? That's terrible. Him and his wife decided to adopt kids.
Yeah,
and
they
their
do adopt
take from
kids.
that be like, hey, let's find out who the babies, who the daddies are.
Who the baby daddy is?
Well, Jerry Springer went one way. He had to go the other way.
Well, Jerry Springer went a whole lot of ways. You ever been to the Springer Show?
No, I was funny enough not to go. I went to Jenny Jones. I went to Jenny Jones.
I went to Jenny Jones and I went to Jerry Springer, and it was like Jenny Jones was weird because it was
Yes.
like a spring break reunion show. Be like, yeah, we did it in the Bahamas. Where are you now? Be like, pregnant? That's where you are.
I know someone who was on a Jerry Springer show.
No. Oh, now you got to spill that tea, man. Spill that tea.
This was back in my high school days. So when it was very first on, and they used to do those bachelor parties.
Oh my God.
So my friends, they did the bachelor party, and you can see him in his underwear, you getting spanked by the stripper. Hilarious.
That's when they did like the Too Wild for TV, Too Hot for TV. That's what that. I remember those.
Hilarious.
Oh my goodness.
I think he's still married.
I mean,
Oh wow. Lucky him.
Wow.
Lucky him.
So I mean, look, this is Jerry Jones' kid, right?
I mean, I don't know. Do we have the pictures up here? I don't think we have the pictures up.
It doesn't matter.
I mean,
First of all, do you believe that Jerry Jones would do some shit like this?
oh, 1,000%.
yeah.
Yeah, he's spread his seeds all over the country.
You're right.
You know he has.
Hell yeah. So, I mean, yeah, Jerry, I mean, come on, bro. You don't need to look. Jerry Jones, Jenny Jones, Maury Povich. I don't give a fuck. You are the father. Don't give me that bullshit.
For real.
Oh my goodness.
Super professional guys.
Yeah. Well,
Hey, they're not lying about all the puzzle pieces up in this.
I'm telling you.
Man cave.
And then if you come back next week, it'll be completely different.
And
that's just in here.
You're taking out the original Sammy Sosa.
I'm moving him down.
That's original.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah. No, he's just getting moved. I got Sammy other places in here.
All right.
Here's
As long as you keep the brown Sammy Sosa.
Sammy. Oh no.
Oh man, that's staying in the show.
Oh man.
All right, story number 2. This one's a weird one, fellas. Report of 6 Army football players that overdosed on fentanyl-laced cocaine. Why are football players taking cocaine? That's another story.
Because they're at a party.
Probably. The U.S. Military Academy and fire rescue officials dropped some shocking news on Friday that at least 2 of the school's cadets, including a football player, were involved in a situation where 6 people overdosed in fentanyl-laced cocaine at a Florida vacation home during spring break. Hey, ding, ding, ding. 2 of the 6 were in critical condition and on ventilators, while 3 were in stable condition, and 1 has been released, according to the report below. The U.S. Military Academy is aware of the situation involving West Point cadets, which occurred Thursday night in Wilton Manors, Florida. The Army stated in the Sun Sentinel. The incident is currently under investigation, and no other details are available at the time. This is wild.
That's some scary shit.
Yeah, that's when you buy stuff that you from somewhere you don't know, and it's got baking soda and Ajax in it.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like there was one Army football player was among those that were hospitalized. Right. It was a bunch of West Point cadets. I mean, if you have any friends or family that are military, they go through a lot of like very traumatic shit anyway. So are they doing drugs? Yeah, of course they are. I mean, but yeah, I mean, like it looks like I'm just kind of looking over some of the reports here. There was another player that was involved, but he wasn't hospitalized. But yeah, I mean, 2 people of 6 victims, 2 were in critical condition, like you said. 2 were in stable condition. But it's scary. I mean, you're just going out to a party and trying to have a good time, and hey,
they're trying to party.
Don't fuck with the booger sugar, man, because that shit'll get you.
Yeah, along with your podcast, I listen to a lot of other like comedy podcasts.
Yeah.
And there was an incident last year at the Comedy Store in L.A.
No shit.
Where 4 comedians died because of the same thing.
Yeah, you're buying stuff that you don't know what's in it.
That's right.
Wow, that's scary, man. That's scary. Hey,
Stay with
bro.
Nancy Reagan. Don't do drugs.
No, hey,
Yeah, that worked out well.
wait,
Say
look,
no.
Guess what? You weed just looks like weed. Weed is weed. I mean, you know what I mean? They got the weed store now. If you go to the weed store, I'd be like, hey, can I have some weed? They'd be like, yes.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can buy some
Yes,
weed.
you can.
So just go to the weed store. Go
But
get some-
at least at the weed store, it's regulated now. So
that's
Yeah.
what I'm
You're
saying.
getting
Yeah.
Yeah. Get you some candies and cookies and lollipops. And
Well, unless you go to the dentist, then you're getting regulated cocaine.
that is true. That is, man.
That was
I do need to make an appointment.
me too.
Y'all need your teeth cleaned, huh? All right, story number 3. A Florida man ID'd after human remains found near a large alligator that was guarding the body part.
Oh, yummy.
I wonder where this was found.
Is this the movie Hook?
Indiantown, Florida.
Oh, wow.
Detectives in Florida are investigating after a woman who saw what she believed was a human arm inside the alligator's mouth. Martin County crime scene detectives searched an area inside the Hungryland. This just gets better and better. Preserved Thursday after the remains were found near a canal filled with alligators on Wednesday. She was out there doing her job and she saw that she thought was an alligator in the water in the body part was in right next to the right, which looked like to be a human arm. The sheriff said that Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission then searched the area and found what the alligator was holding. They actually did find not too far where they were standing was a human arm.
Okay.
It's Florida.
Yeah.
So these wild stories usually come from Florida.
You know what probably happened? That was probably one of fucking Joe Exotic's friends. Because, like, like 3 of them motherfuckers died since that.
I have not watched that.
No, you don't have to watch it. Just watch the news. They keep it like, oh, yeah, Billy Bob died this week from, doing fentanyl-laced cocaine.
He probably did some of that, and
they
then
fed him to a fucking gator.
It's either that or it's Mr. Chubb's hand, from Happy Gilmore.
Oh, shit.
That's a callback.
Got the whole arm, man. You got more than he bargained for. Shit.
I don't know, man. I don't know if it's people getting stupider and stupider as we go on, or it's just that the news is just so fast that we can find news about stupid people.
No, it's 100% the news because, and I tell people, they say, oh man, I can't, this world is so terrible. I says, let me explain something to you. This world always been terrible, okay? You think about like all the bad shit that's happened through the world up to this point. The difference is now when something happens in Japan, you hear about the same day. Before you heard about it like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
You're like, oh man, did you hear 6 people died in Japan? Like, yeah, that was like 15 minutes ago. It's a big difference now.
Yeah.
And with everything going on in the world, I'd rather listen to stories like these.
Oh yeah. Right. Yeah, we try to keep it like, hey, E, do you have any update on your boy the Pigman?
Yeah, man. So like my boy the Pigman, yeah. So this was the first person to have his failing heart replaced with that of a genetically altered pig in a groundbreaking operation. Died last week at University of Maryland Medical Center 2 months after the transplant surgery. David Bennett Sr., who lived in Maryland, he was 57. He had severe heart disease and he agreed to receive the experimental pig's heart after he was rejected from several waiting lists to receive a human heart. They really don't know what the quote-unquote cause of death was. I would say it's the fucking pig part in your body. That's probably what killed you. But there was the big thing about this guy was that apparently when they went back and did some investigating, he was a total piece of shit, so he probably had a pig heart to begin with.
I mean, I'm just going to say bacon. I mean, that's bacon. That's
Bacon?
That's what did it.
And he's not talking about the X-Sox player either.
No, not Gordon Beckham. No. I mean, this is just a wasp. It's like putting a Honda part in a Jeep. It's just not going to work sometimes.
Yeah, but Jeeps are cool.
Yeah, Jeeps are cool.
Yeah.
But
This
Jesus
is like
Christ.
putting like Honda parts in a Pinto.
Yeah, it's like, he probably had too much bacon that had messed up his heart.
Yeah.
And they put another piece of bacon in
And it's like, wait a second, this is part of our stuff. We're
he's-
eating ourselves here.
He's over here sitting there like remember them dog commercials? Bacon, 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 bacon.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh boy! All right. So on a serious note, I want to wish a speedy recovery to WWE wrestler Big E Ewan. He sustained an injury, very gnarly, and I didn't show it to E because he gets queasy. So he was wrestling last Friday. He was wrestling. They were outside the ring, and the person he was wrestling, Rich Holland, kind of gave him like a belly to belly suplex, and he landed directly on his head. And he broke his neck. He fractured C1 and C7. Fortunately, no displacement, and he has all feelings in his extremities. He just has 2 broken vertebrae, so he is definitely going to be out for a while. And speedy recovery. A lot of people love this man just because he's a really good guy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge WWE fan. I don't know if you guys know who Tom Segura is, but he let a lot of WWE fans have it about how it's not real and fake, but this makes it very real.
And that's the thing that I try to explain to
the
people.
results are fake. Yes.
Right. Well, I mean, like here's the thing. Like you can call it scripted or whatever you want, but you can't script a broken neck.
Absolutely.
You can't script being thrown from the top. Even if you're getting hit with a chair, if you're not laying down and that chair hits the actual mat, you're getting hit with the fucking chair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Remember the table, the Dudley Boys, the TLC match? You can't. Mick Foley jumped from the top of a cage. You can't fake that. You know what I mean?
He got thrown 20 feet off the top of the cage into a table.
His like tooth came through his bottom lip and all this crazy shit.
He got thrown through the cage. The chair that was next to him when he got thrown through the cage fell on top of his mouth, and then the tooth went up through his nose.
Yeah.
So you can't fake injuries.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know wrestling is fake. Yes, we do. Sure. There's results and all that. That's all fake.
It ain't.
It's scripted.
It's fake.
It's scripted.
There's a big difference between fake and scripted, and then scripted.
Don't tell a wrestler it's fake. They're gonna kick your ass.
Absolutely.
Or a 40-year-old who like watches all the damn wrestling and WWE and all that shit. You know what I mean, on the WWE network and
shout out to Gigantor.
He does watch a lot. Of
he watches a lot. He watches everything.
Tell him not to watch Tom Segura.
Hey, wait,
I love Tom Segura.
Wait, wasn't Tom the one that broke his arm and his leg at the same time trying to dunk?
Yeah, that's right.
That was the most gnarly thing I've ever seen. because his arm was like chicken wing back, and then they're telling him like, get up. He's like, I can't.
He tore his ACL at the same time and everything.
He was like fucking Peter Griffin when he fights the chicken.
Those guys are great, though.
Oh, yeah, they definitely are great. I'm Big Z, and that's news to me. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Hey, true Chicago sports fans, show off your Chicago pride with some fresh clothes from Grit Clothing Company. At Grit Clothing, they create that simple yet classic style that represents that Chicago Southside lifestyle. From t-shirts to hoodies, hats to glassware, they've got you covered. Grit has everything you need to represent your Chicago pride, so do it right now. Check out gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15.
TrueFan15.
For 15% off your entire order. Let me say it again. That's gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off of your entire order.
Hey, this is Mikey O, and you're listening to the True Chicago Sports Fan Podcast. Don't forget to visit Mikey O at Mikey O Show or www.mikeyoshow.com.
Welcome back to the TCSF podcast with E-Rock and Big Z.
Oh, yeah.
This is The Loop, our Chicago sports roundup where we keep you in the loop.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago.
Z, brother, what is going on with C-Red Nation and the Chicago Bulls?
Oh boy, the Chicago Bulls, man, I watch every Bulls game now. It's ridiculous how now I'm addicted to the Bulls. Well, I mean, there was no baseball, but it is what it is. The Chicago Bulls are on a 2-game winning streak, and Alex Caruso is back, baby. He's definitely made a presence felt as the defensive intensity has ramped up. The Bulls held the Cavs to under 100 points. The last time that this happened was Caruso's last game in January where he got hurt. Right before he got hurt. We are getting healthier and the roles are being redefined for many players. Ball and the paw should be back in a matter of a couple weeks, so just look out. I just want to say that I called the games last week. I got them all right.
That plus a nickel will get you a whole fucking nickel. Like, congratulations, I guess.
I mean, I'm making some money on FanDuel.
Okay, you're gonna tell that story. Tell me about how much money you made. Don't tell me I was right. Good for you. Tell me how. Okay, how much money?
How much money?
How much money do we make?
Now we sound like you're my wife.
We spend enough time together, man.
So
I made a couple hundred. I made a couple hundred.
I do cook for you too.
You too?
Yeah.
Well, your wife does.
No, I've cooked.
Yeah.
I made chili.
You did. It was amazing. I shouted you out. Your chili's awesome. What can I say? Yeah, so I was right. So next week they have the Jazz and the PG-less Suns. So I believe they split these games.
Yeah, look, the Jazz is going to be the harder test right now because we look at what's going on with that team. That is, I've always said for a while they're going to have such a hard team going against these teams on the West Coast. They were able to go through the first time. They had some luck because every stop that they went to in Denver, there were injuries. In Utah, there were injuries. In Golden State, there was injuries. In when they played against
Clippers,
Phoenix,
everybody.
There were injuries.
Every team. The
LeBron
Lakers,
didn't play when they played the Lakers. So their first West Coast trip of the year, they actually did very well because they also they were beneficial to the circumstance. Yeah. Right now, they're a victim of circumstance because now you have guys that Zach LaVine is not fully healthy.
Nope.
DeMar DeRozan is starting to kind of wear down. You see that 32-year-old knees starting to kick his ass. Alex Caruso is finally back. There's players where we're waiting for them to come back so we can see what they're really going to look like when the tournament starts in a couple weeks. Because I mean, we're talking about 15 games left for the season.
15.
So I mean, we're getting close to the point where we're actually going to have to go through and see what's going to go on with this team going into the playoffs. So these games right here, they're important because you're still worried about seeding. We're getting to the point where they've dropped down to number 4. They want to try to shoot back up to number 1, but they were fortunate because they were able to go ahead and beat the Cavs. But we see other teams kind of not taking them so lightly anymore, where in the beginning of the season,
Right.
I think they had a lot more leeway, but they also were fully healthy.
I mean, it's exciting to see that they're back in people paying attention.
Well, when's the last time you were paying attention to the Bulls?
It's been a while.
Right? Since
It's been a while.
was it the Derrick Rose Bulls?
Yeah, prior to the big contract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're talking about his rookie years, his first
Right.
couple years when he was explosive and not
when
hurt.
everyone was paying attention, and
Yeah.
Joakim was in there. You know,
But
that was
I think
good days.
the big key to know when a team is on the rise is when casual fans start paying attention again.
That's
Right.
That's
Be
right.
like, because you get when in the lean years, you're like, you're still watching the Bulls. I'm a fan of the team. I want to
Yeah.
see. I want to see. It's just like being married. I'm going to see you at your worst. I'm going to see you at your best. That's what being a sports fan, a real, true Chicago sports fan.
Nice.
That is what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. Are you loyal every day, not just when they're good?
No, I totally agree. And this is where we agree, and this is how we can talk about baseball, because he's going to watch the White Sox,
Yeah.
and I'm going to watch the Cubs.
Right.
And I'm going to be a knowledgeable fan. I know who's on the Cubs team. He knows who's on the White Sox team. So we can have a dialogue and be respectful. Now, if we're talking to Joe Schmo from the South Side or Billy from the North Side that doesn't know who's on the team, it's like, yeah, I just go for the beer.
Yeah.
Then we both have issue with that, because we can't have an intelligent conversation with somebody that's going to beat us with stupidity.
Yeah, y'all making me feel bad. Look bad. You know.
You're going to home opener. You're going to home opener.
But look, I mean, that's the difference, because one of the big main reasons we started a show where we talk about all sports. You know what I mean? Because I feel like you got Southsiders that hate Northsiders, Northsiders that hate Southsiders for no good reason. Be like, oh, the White Sox suck. Be like, okay, why do they suck? Because they're not near my house. Be like, what? What? Their stadium is way too far. But like, it doesn't make any fucking sense.
No, especially you live in Schaumburg
Like,
and you go to Bears
that's like
games.
being a Cubs fan, I hate the Marlins. Why do you hate the Marlins? They're really far away from my house. That doesn't make no damn sense.
So we're talking all. Well, we got to figure out a way.
Yeah.
We got to figure out a way to incorporate golf in here. You told me not to say it.
That was him.
But
I golf. I'm not good at it, but I golf.
Let me be the golf
All right.
expert on that.
All right, what's going on with golf right now?
Well, actually, the Players Championship is happening right now.
Right now,
and
yeah.
Is Tiger in it?
it's crappy. Hey man, don't worry. Come on, man. Tiger just got inducted to the World Hall of Fame.
Right.
The Golf
Yeah.
Hall of Fame, right? So it was a beautiful speech. But no, the tournament's in Florida, and it's crazy weather, and everybody's
it was super windy. It was super windy
There's
yesterday.
shit all over the
Nice.
course. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that like they were hiding out in the clubhouse.
It's like watching me play golf.
So you got a chance.
Like that's what I'm talking about.
You're like, the wind's blowing out. I can do 400 yards easy. I got you.
Oh my god!
I've never seen so many balls in the water, man. I'm telling you.
You know what I do enjoy with golf is when they do the celebrity stuff. You know, when they have like Chuck
cool
and,
stuff. Yeah,
and Tom Brady, or when Tiger was playing with his son.
That was awesome.
That
You know,
right there, yeah.
That is
Or-
something
or-
that will catch my eye.
Tony Romo, who's apparently a fantastic golfer.
Yeah.
Really?
Scratch
Yeah,
golfer,
yeah. There was talk when he first came out the NFL
Yeah.
and went into the booth. There was talk about him going on the pro tour.
Yeah, and who's the basketball? J.R. Reed. He's in college.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
and he's golfing.
Playing, he's golfing.
No, yeah.
You see, man, we can incorporate in here. You see that?
Yeah, I mean, shit, we got shirts and stuff.
It's J.R. Smith. J.R. Smith.
Smith,
Yes.
yeah.
You're a nice woman.
Yep. So what's going on with the Blackhawks?
Blackhawks. It looks like they won yesterday, and yeah, let's do that hockey. I guess I don't fucking know.
Yeah, they had a big win yesterday, but I don't know. Just like you said, only the true fans are going to continue to watch that team because they are bad.
Yeah, man.
So if you're a hockey head, a puck head, good for you. I am actually turning that off, and I'm turning on the Chicago Fire. That's how bad the Blackhawks are.
God, oh man.
The Chicago Fire got their first win of the season. Ivanov and Jonathan Borenstein scored for the Chicago Fire as they posted their first victory of the season and remain undefeated with a 2-0 victory over host DC United this past Saturday in Washington. Following a pair of scoreless draws to open the season under new coach Ezra Hendrickson, Hendrickson. Sorry.
What?
Sorry, Hendrickson.
That was close.
That was close. Thanks. Yeah.
That's close like Chicago and Miami.
I hate them. Chicago finally showed some offensive life, man. It was actually a pretty good game. I had it on my second TV, and then the first TV I had the Bulls game. Sound off on the Fire game, but it was actually a really entertaining game because they were playing in like 20-degree weather as well.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay, good for them. I mean,
Mucho frio.
Mucho frio.
Yeah, mucho frio.
I mean, you're playing little shorts and you got nothing on top of you cover your head. It's cold, man.
Okay, like I said, mucho frio. What the fuck? That's the love I have in my heart for Chicago Fire. Mucho frio. That's what it is. Like,
see, I don't even want to go see them at Soldier Field, but I just feel like I got to take you to a game now.
I told you I hablo the Espanol.
Speaking of cold-blooded, the Chicago Bears, brother. What's going on with them?
Hey, Khalil Mack not going to be cold no more because he is moving his ass over to L.A. because the L.A. Chargers have acquired Khalil Mack from the Bears last week. They're sending 2 draft picks back in return. It's a second in the 2022 draft and a 6th in the 2023 draft. And a lot of people said that wasn't enough. And I keep reminding a lot of people that he is old and injured. He's old in the sense that, like, not in the sense that I'm old because I am much older than him, but in the sense that he's 31 years old. He has back problems. He's had a couple of knee. Last year, he was out for half of the season with a foot injury. So, I mean, it's time. You got your brand new GM, Ryan Poles. You got your brand new coach in Eberflus. And you got, you know what's funny is that when you look at Ryan Poles now, his assistant, I don't remember the guy's name, that he hired from Philly to be his assistant GM, like literally by his side. Like he almost looks like a traveling secretary because you see him right next to him, just writing down everything he says. Like there's like they're double scouting everyone. But yeah, I mean the Bears went nuts. They got rid of Mack. Man, what do you think about that move?
I think it's time, especially if you're changing your scheme. And then you're not going to win next year. You're definitely not going to win next year. So why not move these big contracts that are going to hinder you from getting some young kids in there and then being able to have enough cap room in 2023 to go after the big players?
Yeah, I mean, there are rookies that they drafted in the last couple of years. I want to say, I think it's Travis Gibson.
Yeah, Gibson.
Who actually played really well. And don't forget, they also have Robert Quinn, who is about the same age as Mack. But one of the things that people were talking about, specifically Bears fans, was they thought that there should have been more of a compensation for a guy like Khalil Mack. But you look at the fact that what he's been able to accomplish in his career compared to someone like Von Miller. Now you think about Von Miller with the Broncos being very good all those years.
Right.
He got traded mid-season.
And won a championship.
And won a championship. But the difference is right now he is not injured the way that Mack is.
And he's a free agent.
And he's a free agent. So, I mean, there's a big caveat there. And he's like 32 versus Khalil Mack being 31. So when you think about Von Miller, I think you think about him being a little bit older. I think he was longer in the league longer. I just think it took a little bit longer for people to understand and know who Khalil Mack was.
I think the issue that people don't understand that is the Chargers are going to eat the entire contract going forward.
Correct.
So any of the dead money, which is the signing bonus, which we already paid out, that's us for this year, but the Chargers are picking up the rest of the contract. So it's off our books.
Yeah, it's off the books for 2023. They are still going to have to take a $24 million cap hit on dead salary.
Cap, yeah.
But yeah, the Chargers are playing all of his salary. He was here for 4 years. He's been good. He had 36 sacks in 52 games with the Bears, and he was an AP All-Pro first teamer in his first season in 2018. But I think once that season was over, a lot of fans didn't see what they were expecting out of him, and I think he was always a little bit injured.
Yeah. I mean, it was time. Yeah, we didn't see him all last season, pretty much. So.
I think a lot of players started quitting on the team.
Yep.
Allen Robinson, Mack was like, you know what, if it's a nagging injury, why go out there and risk the rest of my career? You know, Allen Robinson was even getting schemed, thrown at. I don't even know why he dressed. You know, Tariq Cohen.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, look, the Bears were not done. They've been super busy this week. They cut Tariq Cohen, who they cut with an injury designation.
Right.
Now, don't forget, he had that ACL 2 years ago in 2019 season. And he also lost his twin brother to gunfire. So, like, there was a lot of stuff that went on with him personally. We saw him around the team. The funny thing about him is that once he got cut, he went on Twitter and he said something like, "Do y'all know how to file for unemployment?" Which I thought was you know what I mean? Like, that's fantastic. The Bears are also parting ways with no nose tackle Eddie Goldman, who was one of the players that sat out the COVID season, decided that he was too scared to get COVID during that 1 year, and then came back last season and got COVID. So that was a really good move for you, buddy.
Yeah. You'll get signed somewhere real quick.
Well, he's
young.
Yeah, he's a young guy. He's only 28 years old, but the Bears are just choosing not to re-sign him. I think what you're seeing with, like I said, Ryan Poles, he's number one. All right, you're going to cost me too much money. By the time that the rest of the team catches up to you, you're going to be too old. Go find a job that fits you now. The same thing with Khalil Mack, finding him a situation, because you look at what the Chargers been able to do
with Bosa,
with how good with Bosa. Yep. How good Herbert's been for them.
Yep.
I mean, they are a team that's on up and up. Now, the problem is Khalil Mack has been injured the last couple seasons. Joey Bosa can't stay healthy. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting because now you got these superstar guys that are going to play, 6 games between the two of them next year?
And they'll still get to the AFC Championship.
And they'll still get to the AFC Championship and play the Bills or the Chiefs or one of these other fantastic young teams. But, yeah, I mean, so they're like I said, the Bears are cutting a lot of fat. Eddie Goldman is on his way out. They also got rid of Danny Trevathan.
That was surprising.
And Danny Trevathan didn't surprise me because he's actually a little bit further on in his 30s. Don't forget, he was the guy that they took over Nick Kwiatkowski a couple years ago. And Kwiatkowski went over and signed a big contract with the Raiders. And he is now getting dropped by the Raiders. So there's a good chance that Kwiatkowski, who was paid a bunch of money and then got cut, could be coming back to fill out that spot with the Bears. But again, new regime, they have no loyalty to him. They have no, they don't know anything about that guy. And one more player is Hakeem Hicks. They are not going to pursue him in the free agency. He is a free agent. And Minnesota might be looking at him.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. So and then also we talked about Allen Robinson a little bit earlier. There are rumors out there now that the Packers are looking into him.
That.
But here's the thing: they can't afford him because they just gave Aaron Rodgers a 4-year, $200 million contract, which means you get $50 million a year to make you the highest paid player in the NFL. What the hell is going on here? You better hope that you're going to win next season, because this is an Albert Pujols contract right here.
That's one of the dumbest contracts.
I just don't want to see that guy.
Well, he's an arrogant little bitch.
Yep.
He owns the Bears, man.
He can own the Bears, but guess what? You haven't won a championship in over 10 years.
I have a guy in Milwaukee, man. He won't stop talking about him, and it's just
there's nothing else in Milwaukee.
He's definitely not going to stop talking about him.
All right, so now that we're talking about owning the Bears, we've actually seen a couple reports out there that the matriarch of the Bears, Virginia McCaskey, is in failing health. She just turned 99 in January. This comes from Sports Mockery, so take it with a grain of salt, because who knows what the hell they like to say. They just make shit up sometimes. But according to them, according to Jeff Hughes of the Bears blog, the longtime matriarch's condition quietly deteriorates behind the scenes, enough to where the rest of the family is in crisis mode, wondering what might happen if and when she ends up passing away. Virginia McCaskey is not well, and all things inside the McCaskeys are not either. The family has rarely been in this much turmoil over the last 30 years, and there are some close to the organization who believe that a sale might actually be on the table once Virginia passes. One other person that we lost this year at the age of 99 is Betty White. Okay. So, I mean, 99 seems to be a sweet spot for old white ladies. I don't know if she's going to kick the bucket, but I don't know if she's going to kick the bucket, but this is George Halas' daughter, the founder of the NFL. I mean, it's cool that this is a team that has one of the very first original ownership groups.
Right. And they were one of the ownership groups that started with football. They weren't like, hey, I make ketchup, and now I'm gonna buy this team.
Their money is from football.
Right. Their money's
their money is in football.
I mean, I don't wish her any well. I hope she can live another 5, 6, 7, 10 years, whatever it may be. But at 99, I mean, what's the quality of life at 99?
Hey, she's at every game.
She is. She's there.
She's at every game, hanging out, drinking her beer and eating a hot dog.
And pooping in her depends.
Hey, of course.
It depends on if she got to go. Oh, man.
I don't think it's going to affect the way the Bears moving forward. Even if she passes, I don't see the family selling. Do you?
Look, I think it's possible. I think that you look at the kids, the grandsons, the people that are there. I mean, I think at this point you can look at George and I think he can see and he knows for a fact. He said it several times. I am not a football guy. Yeah. I am a fan. So when he went out looking for his next GM and his next head coach, that's why they had their whole leadership where they brought in all these people. You know, they had their token minorities that they brought into the mix, and they brought in a young black GM. So I mean, you know, I think George sees the writing on the wall, and I think that I honestly, I feel like he understands that he is not in the best position. Neither are his children or his siblings, because one of them already passed away. I forget which one we reported on it last year. I think it was Ted one of the McCaskies, the younger, the next generation. But yeah, I mean, I think that they realize that they are really not in a position because they don't know how to build a team. And I think that you got to... what benefit do they have to hold on to the team? Yes, they're fans of the team. They love the team. But think about this. George is what? In his mid-60s? Mm-hmm. He's got a bunch of kids. If you sell that team, you're just generationally wealthy. And you can do whatever the hell you want with that money. Exactly. And that's literally, like you said before, the Bears are where they made their money versus I was an oil tycoon and I bought a team. Yeah. All their money's tied up in the Bears. So that's why he had to go pick up Ryan Post from the airport just like that.
You know, they're making moves too. I mean, this whole Arlington.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going to happen. You know, the new ownership's going to take that on too.
So is that
if that were to happen,
right? The deal for the Arlington is supposed to close early next year. Right now they're doing all the surveys, all the technical stuff that has to go with the sale of a land. But if the Bears were to sell, is there an owner out there that you would be like, yes, I want that. I want this guy to buy the Bears? For me, it's got to be Mark Cuban.
Yep. That's the guy.
That was quick.
Because that's what I was in my head, Mark Cuban.
Mark, he wants to get into the NFL.
He's been trying. He's been trying to get. He tried to buy the Cubs.
Yeah.
He tried to buy the Cubs when the Ricketts were on there. So I mean, like, yeah. And who else has that kind of money? Because I mean, like, whether the Bears ranked like they're got to be like what top 3 franchise in the NFL as far as like the
value,
right?
Yeah. I mean, obviously Dallas is number 1.
Because of that stadium too. That's the big thing, is that you wait till you build that stadium and then sell the team, because that stadium brings a lot of real estate, brings a lot of value.
Yes, it's the land, right?
Right. So I mean, that makes a big difference too.
Anybody comes to mind?
You know, when it comes to Richmond, I mean, let's go outside of the box about Elon Musk.
Ooh.
He's a numbers guy.
You're gonna get the best quality of technology,
you know,
inside and out.
Yeah,
maybe we get some cool uniforms.
Oh, first of all,
don't change color.
Cool. The Bears uniform, I love the Bears classic. They always wanted, like, you should change it up. Why the fuck would you change up something so clean and classic?
It's like the Yankees uniform.
I mean, come on, man. And you know, the thing is that if Elon Musk does own the Bears, I mean, we might get our own fucking like personal transportation pods to take us to and from the game.
Hey,
run that.
And maybe we'll get our pods like we talked about last week, right outside the stadium.
You guys think about that one.
I mean, you can always get one of those big ownership groups that owns one of those European soccer teams.
Or you could be a dumbass like a Packers fan and just buy a piece of paper that says, I own the Packers, so I have a say. Thank you very much. And go eat your cheese, you fucking redneck.
I mean, go ahead. You don't think people would do that? Like go and try to be?
Yes, of course they would.
Of course they would. That's an easy way to raise money.
It's like, I bought a star. Okay, what's your name? Star. Star. Like here's a picture of it. That looks like every other star. Oh yeah, they're twins. Okay. Anyway, a couple of free agents and players that the Bears were kind of looking into and targeting. One player who definitely won't be joining the Bears is wide receiver Amari Cooper, who has a gigantic contract somewhere up north of $20 million. He was traded by the Dallas Cowboys over to the Cleveland Browns for a couple of low draft picks.
There goes his career.
Well, I mean, like, look, you saw what happened with
Beckham.
Odell Beckham. He was traded from the Browns over there. Odell Beckham looked good in his first couple years with the Browns. They got Jarvis Landry, who is his best friend. They were there, and now that they got Amari Cooper, they've actually granted Jarvis Landry the opportunity to go find a trade. So that's a little bit of interesting news. And also the Bears might be targeting Juju Smith-Schuster from the Steelers. So a lot of moves, fluid moves in the NFL. There's a lot of players that the Bears are linked to right now. I don't want to get anyone's panties into a twist before we figure out what the hell's going on, see what's going on with the draft first. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. Before we get out of the loop, we have a couple of brand new, spanking new news items that just dropped with the NCAA tournament just about to start. We got some seeding here in the South region. You got number 10 Loyola making it, and they're going to face
Is that another 99-year-old lady?
She's about 199. Sister Jean. Bro, I was at the thrift store and I seen a shirt that says "Do it for Jean." I was like, man, I can't wear this dead old lady shirt. And then I was like, oh, she's not a dead old lady. She is an alive old lady.
So did you buy the shirt?
Did you buy the shirt?
Because he was already on. I was like, well, shit. I thought that shirt's probably gonna outlast her. Anyway, in the South region, Loyola does take number 10, and they're gonna face your favorite state, Ohio State, number 7.
Ohio.
Yeah, and the round 1, that's going to start on Friday. And also in the South region, you had number 4 Fighting Illini with Kofi Coburn. And if you want a fun thing to do on a Sunday afternoon, go ahead and Google his name because it doesn't sound the way it's spelled.
Good thing you said that because I would have fucked that up. I was like, oh no, it burns.
Yeah, Kofi Coburn. Kofi Coburn and number 4 Illini are going to face number 13 Chattanooga in the first round. So, yeah, man, it's cool to see a couple local teams do it. You know, we saw what Illini was doing last year a little bit, kind of making some moves, and we got our boy Ayo Dusumu coming over from them, and I think they, like I said before, I bet Illini wished he was still around, but he is not because he's out here kicking ass for the Bears. So that's some good news for our local basketball. You know what I mean, the Chicago team. The local team. Yeah. That's how you know I'm a true Chicago sports fan. So because I talk about a lot of teams.
You get in your Bears mode, and that's all you see is Bears.
I did, man. I did. I see.
As you wear your Bears hat.
Right. Fucking right. I do have a Bears hat. I just came from our softball practice, which just ramped up again this week. So yeah. And finally, Notre Dame has made the tournament for the first time since the 16-17 season. They finished this year with a 22-10 record. They're going to face the Rutgers Scarlet Knights in a first 4 matchup. That means that they are an 11 seed with Rutgers, so they're going to go ahead. This is like a play-in game, and the winner of this game is going to face the number 6 seed Alabama in the first round.
So if you were tired of E talking about Notre Dame, guess what? He's going to talk about Notre Dame
just a little bit as basketball, so you know that's
I think they win their game.
Hey, look, anything could happen. You know what I mean? Like, they have a strong team. Mike Bray always brings his boys out to play. So, I mean, look, we have the Irish, we got Loyola, we got Illinois. So we're going to have some fun watching basketball in this tournament.
And we got the Bulls.
There you go. Oh, I'm sorry. What's that? Hold on. We have some breaking. Tom Brady of the Buccaneers is going to be playing football again? What do you hear about this, Z?
Oh, whoa, yeah. Adam Schefter, always breaking news. Here we go.
Adam Schefter, who's on the phone. Adam was the guy who broke the initial story that Brady was going to walk away from football. Adam, what is it that changed during this 2-month period?
Well, Reese, we've been through this dance before, I guess, and we had this conversation a couple months back, and it's been 40 days since Tom Brady retired, and I think as he stepped back and reflected in his statement, he did not feel like the time was right now, and he certainly seemed to thank his family, which I think would help him along in this process and help usher him to this decision. He never stopped loving football. He never felt that he could stop playing football, but the fact of the matter is he was ready to walk away until he wasn't, and I think he stepped back and saw what would be ahead and decided in this particular situation that he wanted to continue playing. And we heard the Tampa Bay Buccaneers say at the Combine last week that they were going to leave the light on for Tom Brady. Leave the light on. Well, it's a good thing they left the lights on. Tom Brady found his way back in, and he'll be back with the Buccaneers this season.
Dude, so, yeah. Tom Brady, we just talked about this like 3 weeks ago. Is Tom Brady going to keep playing football? Is he done? I mean, look. He came out today. This is about an hour ago. Again, on Sunday, he came out about an hour ago, and this is what he put out on his Twitter. It says, "These past 2 months, I've realized my place is still on the field and not in the stands. That time will come. but it's not now. I love my teammates and I love my supported family. They make it all possible. I'm coming back from my 23rd season in Tampa. Unfinished business, LFG. And if you don't understand Twitter, that means let's fucking go. So
I think Giselle's like, yeah, you're annoying the shit out of me. Go back to work.
She had 40 days and 40 nights of Tom Brady and says that is too many days and nights, ladies and gentlemen. So, I mean, like I said, we talked about it a little bit before. Are you surprised at all that Tom Brady's back?
I'm not surprised. Of course not. I mean, he's going to go back to a team that can contend today for the NFC Championship.
You know, the big thing that I said at the time, he said he's going to play till he's 45. He's 44 right now, so he is going to play till he's 45. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I was right, and I have proof and receipts, and we can go back and record and rewind and do all those things. But I bet you it said that I was right.
Yeah, he's right. He's right.
Oh man, can we keep that for future reference?
You can keep it all you want. Yeah, that's fine. You're right. So what? Yeah, Notre Dame too. Yeah, yeah, Notre Dame, Tampa Bay, Tom Brady. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
You know what I got to say about that?
No, please tell me.
Swish.
All right, fans, let's take a pause for the cause, and we'll be right back with our new segment, The Bottom Line, after a quick word from our sponsors.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
We all know that 2020 was no joke, and with an ever-changing world climate, many people are looking for a new opportunity. Guys, are you looking for a career that rewards effort and makes you feel valued as a team member? Let me tell you a little about our friends at ACSI. ACSI is a certified RCN business agent. They provide the same RCN services with a personalized touch. Their sales and technician teams work hand in hand, ensuring your experience will be smooth and pleasant. Gone are the days of being transferred from one person to the next. At ACSI, they handle everything from start to finish. It's never been so easy to get internet service. ACSI is a growing Chicagoland company that encourages personal growth and rewards perseverance. As they expand, they're looking for passionate, responsible, and honest professionals to join their team. A career with ACSI means you will be part of a hardworking, flexible, and dynamic team that is a leader in the installation of cable and internet services in the Chicagoland area. Best of all, ACSI was awarded Hacia's 2020 Contractor of the Year Award. Are you ready to grow with a local Chicago company on the rise? Check out acsi.tech and click on careers to get started. That's acsi.tech and click on careers.
This is Enrique Calderon coming to you from True Chicago Sports Fan Podcast. Come check me out on social media, Enrique Calderon Official on Instagram and Facebook. Check us out.
Y te lo dice
Enrique Calderon.
Welcome back to the TCSF podcast with E-Rock and Big Z.
Yeah.
We're here again with our special guest, Enrique Calderon. What's up, brother?
¿Qué pasó, muchachos?
Yeah.
Been having fun with you guys, man. It's awesome.
It's a blast.
Good to see you guys in action.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is The Bottom Line.
And that's the bottom line.
In this segment, we discuss the biggest Chicago sports topic of the week.
Woo-wee.
And this week, it's baseball, baby.
Woo-wee.
That's right. Baseball's back, ladies and gentlemen, and it is hot. So we're going to discuss exactly what has happened, what has conspired, no, transpired, perspired, all of that stuff.
All the blood, sweat, and fears.
Oh, man. So this is what we need to know, and then he's going to take it away because he's got a bunch of thoughts on baseball.
I pulled out the thesaurus, by the way.
Thank you.
You know what's funny is that, it seems like they listened to our show last week when all three of us, including Mikey O, went in on MLB, and they're like, you know what, guys? I think now's the time to go ahead and take care of those guys.
Yeah.
Listen,
that was my best Mikey O.
That is a good Mikey O impression. I gotta be honest with you. I know Mikey O personally, and that was a very good
Mira, tú sabes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we need to know about baseball. Opening day moves to April 7th it will be a full 162 game schedule. So you're going to see a couple doubleheaders at the end of the season to make that up. Spring training camps open on March 11th, which was this Friday, and everybody's mandatory show-up day is today, March 13th, this Sunday, right? So everybody should be in camp already. Spring training games start on March 17th, and we started off right because it's Cubs versus Sox for 2 straight games. Let's go, baby.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I know you're excited to see Nick Madrigal in the Cubs jersey.
Moving on. Free agency began immediately once the CBA was ratified, and it's been a hot stove, especially for the Sox and the Cubs. They've been making some moves. MLB is going wild. Right now, the biggest thing is, where is Correa gonna go, right?
I think we already know he's going to the White Sox.
Look at the slip. Freudian slip.
I was getting ready to say north side.
All right, the playoffs have expanded to 12 teams, so everybody gets in, everybody gets a trophy. That's what that looks like.
It's like NBA.
Participation trophy.
Yeah,
there you go.
The National League has now adopted the designated hitter. No more pitchers hitting.
Yep, and then I believe the last Cubs pitcher to hit a home run was John Lester, I think.
Was it John Lester?
I think it was John Lester. I'm pretty sure I saw. I'm pretty sure like Marquee Network put out a tweet when it broke the news that the NL was going to adopt the DH, that Lester was the last Cubs pitcher to hit a home run.
And then doesn't Zambrano hold the lead and then home runs?
Yeah, because it was something like the last Cubs pitcher to ever hit a home run, and that's how it came out.
That's a good nugget for baseball trivia.
Yeah, that's a good beer bet right there. A good bar bet.
Yeah, there you go.
Take that to output.
I will.
They won't know. White Sox fans.
There's a lot. There's a lot. It's 50-50 over there. CBT is he's like, I don't know.
Tell the truth.
I got nothing.
CBT is expected to begin at $230 million and grow to $244 over the years. Okay. Extra inning games are back to normal. Thank God. So no more double headers of 7 innings. No more ghost runner.
Yeah.
Which is, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with the ghost runner being gone.
They went back to the original rules. I mean, that's what they did. And that's the thing, is that you're going to get a full 162 and you're going to get your true 9-inning doubleheaders.
So no complaining when these games are long.
Yeah, they're supposed to be long.
Yeah, just baseball.
I mean, y'all ever been like...
If you're at a game, it's free baseball.
Unless it interferes with my salsa Sundays at Cubby, but then I got a problem.
I mean... Yeah, salsa. I mean, salsa Sundays baseball. Combine them both, man.
Yeah,
that's some salsa when you're watching Cubs and the Sox.
That's right. Do it to Cubs. Don't worry about them Sox.
We get some ESPN games now too.
You're be across from Wrigley and you're like talking about White Sox.
Just put it on the TV.
No, you don't need to do that.
Okay. So next, bases will be as big as Jose Altuve next year. Almost got him. Almost got him to spit it out. Baseball.
First of all, it was beer. That's what I was spitting out. Oh my God.
Bases will be as big as Jose Altuve next year, and the bitch clock will be implemented.
I'm sorry. Did you say the bitch clock?
Yeah. Because these pitchers are bitches holding the fucking ball for fucking 30 minutes. Fucking get up there and pitch, bro. The fucking catcher's giving you the sign. Just go, man.
So I wonder if how Nomar would do in this scenario.
Oh my!
He had to take his shoes off, kick the dirt out, relace them, and then put them back on, and then do the wrist straps, and then sit there and go get a fucking enema and all this other shit before every at bat. It was crazy.
Yeah, he's doing that fucking Aaron Rodgers enema, cleaning it out with his herbal tea and all that shit.
Herbal essence.
One thing that was kicked down the road was the international draft or signing of international players. MLB tried to put that in last second, and players had did not want that at all. If you have an international player that's eligible and you offer him the most money, you should get him.
Yeah, I mean, one person that we saw that was very vocal about it as far as big names go was Fernando Tatis, and he was all over it. He was like, "This is bullshit. This is not how it should be." Because basically, if I'm understanding this correctly, they were basically just going to try to throw him into the draft instead of just allowing him to be signed. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that's not right. And in my opinion, because if you're already a professional overseas somewhere, right, you should have the opportunity to come over and be a professional player.
You're a free agent at that point,
and especially with the I think there's a Japanese player who's high high on everyone's list right now as a free agent. So, I mean, like, you know, you're going to take him who has been in professional baseball in the Japanese leagues for years and go ahead and dump him into the draft. That's bullshit.
And we know where he's going to go, right? Japanese player. There's only 2 stops.
The Mariners.
The Mariners.
The Mariners are a big name. Also, I mean, the Cubs have been. Here's the thing: the Cubs have been tied to literally every single free agent that's out there right now because they have a lot of holes to fill. When you think about like, oh, how many like really good major league ready players do they have right now? They don't have a ton. They have a lot of prospects right now. So I mean, that's really what that comes down to. But yeah, I mean, like that's a lot of free agents.
Speaking of free agents, the White Sox added free agent reliever Joe El Mariachi Kelly.
Oh,
that's right, from the Dodgers.
Ahua.
Yeah, hooah. Free agent second baseman Josh Harrison this past Saturday, sources told MLB.com. Kelly's deals for 2 years with a club option for a third, and his pending physical. Harrison's deals for 1 year, $5.5 million, with a club option for 2023. These are, like you said, filling holes. We had a problem with the bullpen last year. Staying healthy, we needed a second baseman. So right now we still need, I still believe we need another starting pitcher, and we need a talented right fielder, whether it's Chris Bryant or Schwarber.
Schwarber's going back to the Red Sox. Schwarber's going back to the Red Sox.
I mean, he's got 32 teams now.
He does have 32 teams, but I mean, like, for the type of player he is, the way that his skill set worked so well in Boston, and he does have 32 teams now with the DH, so that'll be interesting. But you know, you talk about the White Sox needing starting pitching. One guy who they're no longer going to be able to get their hands on is a former White Sox pitcher,
That's
Carlos
right.
Rodon.
Carlos Rodon signed for 2 years, $44 million, I believe,
with the Giants.
He was a class act with us. I don't know about his wife because she was quick to be on Twitter and criticize everybody. Have you ever seen her tweets after a game? Yeah, she gets really upset with fans and people. But I wish him the best. He had struggled a bit with injuries here, but when he was healthy, he was dominant.
Yeah, I mean, you know, especially last year, when we saw him come back and had to come play an approve it season. Yeah. I mean, he killed it. He killed it. I mean, like, he got hurt towards the end. I mean, like, he was on the really good track because it looks like between him and Lance Lynn, there was a possibility they were both in the running for the MVP, the Cy Young.
Right.
But unfortunately, they just couldn't hold it up at the end. And so I mean, the White Sox. They're a very interesting team because, like you said, they're filling holes. They're finding players for all these slots they have to fill, just like they did when they got Joe Kelly.
Yeah, they also signed Vince Velasquez. This is according to Robert Murray from Fanside. He's a right-handed pitcher, so they're stocking up on arms because they know that at 162 you're going to need some arms, and we don't have a proven fifth starter right now.
No. So let me ask you a question, Enrique. Last time you were on the show, it was around New Year's of last year, and you told me,
oh boy,
that you're a White Sox fan, man. So what are you expecting out of them this season?
Well, you know, I went to a couple of games last year. Very entertaining, very good. I'm just, you know, hoping for the best for these guys, you know, that they step up and start making some more noise again. You know, we need some more.
Can they win the division this year?
I have no idea.
You have no idea? You don't think they can win it? I mean, it's going to be tough. I mean, every division's tough, but
you know, it was tough last year watching them go through that stuff too. You know,
I think a lot of stuff that happened last year with the White Sox is that they got off to such a fast start and such a good lead, that they let their guard down
and they fizzled.
And then they fizzled at the end because there was no pressure until the end. And for me, that falls on management. What do you think?
Possibly. I mean, I think they just need to be able to manage all their players and keep them fresh, and you know, because it is a long season, you know. And now, based on what you guys are hearing with all these new rules and everything, and everything going back to normal, they're gonna need to pace themselves and stay strong.
And I mean, the thing is that with baseball in general, I mean, they barely got in under the wire. Where I mean, because they already announced that they were going to cancel the first week of the season, the second week of the season, so it's like 4 series. So then they're going to just tack those on towards the end of the season. But I mean, they actually found a way before the season, before the actual major league season was getting ready to start, to go ahead and salvage something, to go ahead and do their thing. So. Yeah, so a couple more moves. You got Dodgers, your boy Clayton Kershaw signing back with the Dodgers on a 1-year deal pending a physical. What?
I knew you were going to bring this up. So, pending a physical because it's been a while. These guys have not been able to report to their locations in spring training. So, like, if you're an MLB player, you can show up early as hell. You can show up at any point to the facilities. But because of the strike or the lockout, whoever you want to...
No, it's a lockout.
It was a lockout. It was a lockout. Because of the lockout, that's what they were. They were locked out of facilities. They couldn't use anything that was by the team.
I mean, that's all well and good, but I mean, this guy has been on your team since he came to the majors. You're going to tell me that at some point no one's heard from him to say, hey, how's that elbow doing? The elbow that you get injured once a year. No one knew? Pending a fucking physical? Shut up.
Did you rub some Vicks?
Put some tussin on it.
Put some Vicks on it.
Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, that's just spicy Vaseline.
That's what it is. What you got with the Cubs, man?
Yeah, Cubs signed shortstop Andrelton Simmons to a 1-year, $4 million contract per Ken Rosenthal of The Athletic. Nico Horner is currently projected as the Cubs opening day shortstop, but they've also been rumored to be a destination for Carlos Correa, which I believe will happen because I am very optimistic when it comes to my team. Until it doesn't happen, then fuck them.
That's a Cub fan.
That is a true Cub fan right there.
Yep.
Yeah, true Chicago Cub fan. Also, a former Cub and White Sox, Steve Cishek, signed with the Nationals on a 1-year deal. We got a couple other guys. Robinson Chirinos, was he on the White Sox for a little bit?
No.
Okay, well, he signed. Blue Jays signed pitcher Yusei Kikuchi. Yeah, I said that.
What you say? What your coochie?
The Rangers traded shortstop Ian Kiner Falefa to their Twins.
I heard his falafel was really good.
Yep. Okay. Rockies signed shortstop Jose Iglesias to a 1-year deal, as well as Alex Colomé from the White Sox, formerly of the White Sox. So I mean, I was surprised that they didn't try to bring him back because he seemed like he seemed like a pretty good piece for the bullpen, even if he wasn't to be closing.
You know what? You know why? Because we're gonna go back and sign Tepera.
Yeah, I like Tepera.
I love Tepera.
What about Kimbrel?
Kimbrel's getting traded.
Kimball's getting traded.
Whether it's now or at the deadline, he will be traded from the White Sox.
What if he's playing well, though? Do you still trade him? Because, I mean, you're talking about... It's different if he was on the Cubs and they're like a floundering contender like they were last year, where they come out hot and they start to kind of slow down. It's a big difference because he was actually very good for them.
He was great for the Sox, but when he came down to it where he's not the closer... If he's not the closer, he doesn't do well.
So Hendricks is still the closer?
Hendricks is still the closer. So that's the problem right there.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know, like, yeah, I don't know.
There's a lot of names out there.
I just feel like Kimbrel's still valuable. I mean, like,
I do too.
I still think he should be the closer.
Hey,
I still think he should be the closer.
I think it's closer by committee.
Hendricks has proven that he can play any bullpen role. So why not make him the 8th inning guy and hold on to the other guy that's a very good closer?
Hey, I don't run this team, but my philosophy is stack as much talent as you can,
especially in the pen.
And then you know what? One day you close, one day I close. It doesn't matter as long as we win. At the end of the game, we want a ring, right? You want that championship ring. Talk to Jason Hayward, right? He had made a speech.
That's right.
He made that speech, and guess what? It turned him all the way around. I mean, we're not going to pay that much for a speech, but I'll pay that much for an arm.
Yeah. The Cubs also signed reliever Jesse Chavez, who they got a couple years ago, and he went over to the Braves last year. That's per John Heyman. They gave him a minor league contract. He is 38 years old, so we'll see what's going on with him. Interesting news out of one of the big prospects that the White Sox, the Cubs got last year. Cody Hoyer went under Tommy John surgery.
Yeah,
right before the lockout.
All right. So I follow him on Twitter, and as soon as he posted it, I seen his mechanical arm, and I was like, "What the hell?" So the reason is that he didn't know when it was going to be over, so he had surgery prior to everything happening, and during the lockout. So this pretty much is going to put him out of the year.
Oh, yeah, no, he's gone. He's gone for the whole year.
Yeah. So I think we won that trade now.
Whatever, man. Whatever, dude. Like, here's the thing. We don't know what's going to happen with him. I mean, and that's the thing is that right now the Cubs are looking towards the future. So we have no idea what's going to go on with this team.
He'll be fine.
And he'll be fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just, we're just very hopeful. One other nugget as far as what's currently going on with the Cubs, they gave David Ross an extension through the 24 season with an option. So they gave him a little bit more.
How do you feel about that?
I like David Ross. I like Rossi. I mean, I think he's a good general, and I think he's really good for these younger players. It's kind of interesting to me because when you look at all the players that were around from that 2016 season, he was the one guy that left right after that season. He didn't stick around as far as like being a part of like what are we going to hold on to?
Well, that was a retirement year.
And it was his retirement year, so he got to go out on a bang, and he got his title, and he had a great time in Chicago.
And got married to the chick from one of the Chicago shows.
Yeah,
Chicago Med.
He's done good for himself since he left. So I mean, I'm happy for Rossi. I really like him, and I think I think he understands what the Cubs and the Cubs culture is all about, because every team has their own feeling and the history of the Cubs, and even sitting there going to a place like Wrigley Field, being there every single day, and that's your job. This is where I get to work every day.
Sign me up.
I mean, shit. So, a couple of free agents still on the market real quick. We still got Chris Bryant, who can play third and left, and you think he's going?
I would love him on the Sox.
Shut the fuck up. Okay, next up. Nick Castellanos, right fielder, was on the Cubs a couple years ago.
I would love him too, right
He
field.
opted out of the final 2 years and $34 million of his contract with the Reds, which is weird. But
who wants to play in Ohio?
Well, I mean, it's weird that he went there and just like, I think the Reds thought they were doing something else that they weren't actually.
They were stacked.
And I think they were also trying to get. Didn't they have Trevor Bauer for a little while? Yeah.
Yeah, until he threw something at somebody, and then they traded him to Cleveland.
Yeah, and then he tried to throw his dick at a bunch of people. And
whoa!
We're gonna beep that out, right?
Oh yeah,
No.
2 beeps, once for each of his nuts. The son of a bitch.
Tell us how you really feel.
There's this guy. I'm trying to pronounce his name. Korea. He's a shortstop. It looks like he used to play in Texas somewhere. He sounds like he might be a good player. I don't know. Maybe
I don't know. Walter was talking about how Joe Kelly's a cheater, and that how should we feel about them? Like, what if the Cubs get Correa? Are you still going to be complaining that you have a cheater on your team?
I am going to Korea to the to Grandstand and go get me a Korea Cubs jersey.
I knew it. That's what I'm saying. Now that he's on your team, he's no longer a cheater, right?
I didn't call him a cheater.
I'm just saying. You can't have it both ways, people.
Yes, you can. It's called Neapolitan ice cream. You get all 3 flavors. Okay, next up, Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freeman, formerly, maybe currently, maybe in the future, first baseman for the Atlanta Braves. That's a very interesting name.
The Yankees are going hard at him.
Yep, they are. I mean, they do that
I
sometimes.
set you up for such a good joke.
They do that sometimes. I mean, I don't know. It depends on. Hey, I just went to the Louisville Slugger factory. They use all types of wood, and depending on the density, that's how hard it is. So go Yankees. Yeah. So
you can take a pill for that too.
Yep. And then Blue Chew. And the last of one of these bigger names. Actually, there's a couple here. I'll rattle them off real quick. Kenley Jensen.
Yep.
Yeah. What do you think?
Not for us.
Not for who is us? You is you?
The White Sox.
Okay, that guy. Okay, Schwarber.
Yes,
Schwarber. You want him?
I love.
I think he's going back to the Red Sox, man. I think I think he likes the Red Sox because it feels like the Cubs.
It does feel like the Cubs, and I've been there. I've been there, so it does feel like the Cubs.
Interesting name. Someone who've talked about quite a bit on the show. Mike's boy, Jorge Soler.
Oh, that Mike Deportes.
Mike. One of the 7 mics we have on the
show. Yeah. Michael Kendo. Like, pick a mic.
Microphone.
Hey. I hope you got that reference, people. He's tied to a bunch of teams. The Rangers. The Rangers are spending some money, so he's tied there. He's tied to a bunch of teams, and watch out for Mike Deportes on the Twitter machine, because he will report that as soon as possible, because that's his boy.
No, he'll definitely he'll definitely be the first one to know about that. So
and we'll have him call in after that.
I'll be watching real soon, or real close, I guess. I don't know. I'll be watching real close. Anyway, Trevor Story, shortstop, who we all thought was getting traded last year to trade deadline,
and he wasn't.
And he was not. For some reason, the Rockies says, "No, we're gonna let him go ahead and go somewhere for free. We don't want players for you."
That was the dumbest. This is why no one likes the Rockies.
Well, yeah, because the fucking beer's not cold over there. Anyway, yeah, so he wasn't
while drinking Coors Light.
That's right.
I know.
That's right.
The irony.
That's right, baby.
Do they only drink Banquet out there? I mean, what's the thing?
Yeah, dude. Do you never watch the show The Ranch? That's all.
I love the show The Ranch.
Give me a banquet. Like, who the fuck is drinking regular Coors?
They drink Coors Light, Banquet. They drink PBR. They drink everything over there in that show. Come on, I paid attention.
That's the Ashton Kutcher show?
Yeah. It's hilarious.
It's a good show.
It's like the 70s show, but grown up.
So, but I mean, this is a very interesting and unique situation for shortstops because you had Javi Baez, you got Carlos Correa, and you have Trevor Story out there. Now, we know that Baez signed before the
Detroit.
lockout, but I mean, if you look at it, when have you ever seen 3 shortstops of that caliber be available in the same offseason?
No. Free agency is completely different now. These guys want to go to free agency and make that 300, 400, 500 million.
Well, and then they also line up their free agency season with where you're going to have other players that play the same position, so you guys can jockey for who's going to get more money. Mm-hmm. And if Javi Baez is worth this much, well, Correa's got to be worth this much,
right?
And Trevor Story's going to say, well, I'm worth at least as much as Baez. So I mean, that's how you kind of jockey each other. So, I mean, you know, a lot of interesting players. The last one I talked about a little bit earlier, and I'm going to butcher his name because this is my best.
Troy Tulowitzki?
No.
Hey.
Tulo, holy crap. No, this is my best Big Z impression, so here comes the butchering. I'm pretty sure it's just Seiya Suzuki. I'm pretty sure it's not that bad. But, yeah, he was the player that we were talking about a little bit earlier, the Japanese player. He's a very intriguing free agent. He was on the Hiroshima Carp last year. He's a power-hitting right fielder, and he's drawn interest from a number of teams, though the Mariners, Giants, and Padres have been considered the favorites to land the 27-year-old. So
I can see the Mariners, the Giants, and even the Angels going after him. I don't see the Padres doing, because what the Padres do they do the same cycle. They'll sign a bunch of free agents, they'll suck and not do anything with it, and then they'll sell everybody off. So don't expect the Padres to do much.
Well, I mean, they have a lot of players on the team right now. A lot. Like, they got what we were talking about before, Manny Machado, Tatis. They got what's his name that was on the Royals a couple years ago, Hosmer. They have a lot of good players over there. They still got Yu Darvish, but I just
Darvish is going to struggle with the pitch clock.
Yeah, 100%, because he likes to take his time.
Yeah,
it's like nice and slow. He's sitting there. You got Usher playing.
Motherfucker, it ain't Bob Ross. trees, clouds.
This is a pain point for you. Do not like this.
The pitch clock or Yu Darvish?
No, the pace. How long do you take to pitch?
It's annoying.
Yeah,
it's annoying. You know why? Because I'm a big fan of Mark Burley.
Well, yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
2 hours or less. You're gonna
let's go.
Let's go, baby.
Got shit to do.
Right.
He's like, I got drinking to do.
That's right.
He's like, I'm gonna get my 4-wheeler and drink some.
He's like, I heard the rocket. I heard the mountains are blue. Guys, let's go.
Yep.
I get it.
All right. So, hey. Baseball is back.
Yes,
There's
I'm
a lot
excited.
of movement, and guess what? It's time to fire up the grill, get your beers and cigars, and let's go do it, baby. Baseball is back, and that's the bottom line.
And that's the bottom line.
Hey guys, this is Mike Deportes, and you're listening to True Chicago Sport Fans Podcast.
Welcome back to the True Chicago Sports Fan Podcast with E-Rock and Big Z.
Oh, yeah.
It's that time again, brother.
Uh-oh.
You know what time it is.
Oh, boy.
It's time for Stirring a Pod. All right, Enrique Calderon is in the house, baby.
Yeah.
All right, Enrique, since you like to eat,
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
We're handing you the reins.
Yes.
Okay. We did this with Mikey O last week, and he made us make out with sandwiches, which I was not on board with. So now we're going to ask you, what is a weird food that you like that most people don't like?
I'm a huge fan of Asian food, and so there's this little appetizer called shumai, which is
¿Qué carajo eso?
It's like a shumai. It's like a shrimp dumpling, but it's like a soft, and sometimes they'll fry it or they steam it. But it's pretty good.
Yeah,
some people like it. I think you have had. Some people like it. Some people don't.
I mean, you got me worried because I hear shoes and Asian people. I'm like, are you taking shoes off of Asian people and deep frying it? Put some tempura on it or some shit?
Oh man, them scrimp shumai is delicious.
Okay, so what? I mean, like, what is the flavor like?
So it's a little mushy.
Okay.
So like if it's steamed, it'll kind of like tastes like Jello a little bit,
Okay.
but it's a warm Jello.
So you get like the steamed.
but then
dumpling.
you'll get the texture of the shrimp, and it's pretty good. They have a nice little sauce.
Okay.
Pot stickers. I know some people are weird about what they put in that meat. Sometimes you don't know what it is, but but it's delicious.
If you don't see squirrels or rats around the,
I used to have this bumper sticker when I was in high school, and it said, and this is what it read. It goes, "I love cats. It tastes just like chicken."
Is that why you don't see rats in China?
or cats or dogs.
I could tell you stories about Chinatown, make you never eat there ever
please.
again. Anyway,
Please
right.
don't, because I like it.
Right. All right. So just because I am allergic, I'm allergic to shrimp. I am out. I'm George Constanza. I'm out.
Oh man.
So it's on you.
Yeah, I'm eating the fucking shrimp. What's wrong with you, man?
I don't want no sea roaches.
First of all, you don't get no sea roaches. First of all, second of all, when you grew up where we grew up, shrimp is a fucking delicacy. Are you serious?
Right.
I bet.
Yeah.
I just can't eat it. I'm allergic.
Put that
Now, are you allergic to just the raw shrimp, or are you just allergic?
Shellfish.
Yes,
Shellfish.
but so am I.
Yeah. I still can't shrimp.
I can't touch raw shrimp. So, like, if I touch raw shrimp and I touch my face, I'll break out. Or if I eat it, I break out. But if it's fried or steamed, is cooked, fully cooked, I can eat the shit out of some shrimps.
Do you eat sushi?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I eat sushi too because baby, I like it raw. Yeah, man, I've had like sushi and shrimps and stuff like that too. So I mean, like, yeah, I'm fucking with it. I mean, too bad, so sad for you, sir. But
It's okay. They got steak there too, man.
No, hell no.
Yeah, they do. You go to a sushi shop. They got steak.
Yeah, they got rice for you. Go away. You take your fucking.
I got rice and avocado.
Fun fact: I did a sushi learning how to do sushi.
How to roll?
Yeah, how to roll. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah, I'm an expert now.
We talking about the Cubans and all that stuff. You got now. You know how to roll sushi. You can roll some cigars. We having a good afternoon over here.
Eddie can roll some other stuff too.
Shut the fuck up. I'll be eating all your food.
Hey, it's legal in Illinois. It's okay.
It is. It
All
is.
right, so Enrique, what is your favorite food of all time, man?
Favorite food of all time. I will have to say that it's like a pad thai, like a spicy pad thai with shrimp.
Fucking love pad thai. I do chicken pad thai.
Some little tofu.
Oh yeah, I can do tofu in it. Yeah.
Okay. Peanuts in there,
Oh, you can't forget the nuts.
Well, where's your spot to get a good pad thai?
Let's see. There's a good spot in downtown called Siam Rice.
Okay.
Very good spot. I like it there.
Okay.
That's one of my good spots over there. And then I used to have another one that was right down the street when I used to live in the city called, what's it called? It's right on Addison in Milwaukee. I can't even remember the name of it. But it's a real good spot that I used to go to all the time.
In that little plaza?
No. It was just a little corner. It's like right off the corner.
Oh, okay.
Like a block west of Milwaukee.
Okay. All right.
What is your favorite food, man?
You know what? To be honest with you, I mean, it's gonna be Mexican food because I can eat it all day. But
Well, that's like a food, a dish, man.
yeah. What I'm just saying, like alta pequeña, which is like a grilled steak prepared in a certain way, and it has that whole plate. So like stuff like that.
It's like Amigo Chino. There was a place that we used to go to, and you get a big dumbass fucking that big ass steak that you're like, oh, I need a second plate to hold this steak.
Yeah, the skirt steak that's falling off the plate.
Well, let's go back to the name again. What?
Trust me,
Chino?
Yeah, I'm not even kidding.
Mexican and Chinese
I'm
place?
telling you,
Right. He's from LA.
My favorite part was that we used to go there when I used to work at Apt. It was a young lady who was just her name is Brenda. We talked about on the show before with the glitter bombs, and we used to go there, and she's like half Asian, so we were like, oh, we brought our Asian friend to Amigo Chino.
What about you?
My favorite food is gonna be super simple. It's gonna be my sweet tooth. Give me a really nice cheesecake. Like it's so clean and so like delicate, and there's like doing one just right. I'll put a second one in there. It's just a perfectly done egg. Because so many people fucking burn their eggs, or they put it over heat, or they like crack. You know what I mean? Like people don't.
Are you talking like a scrambled egg, or just an egg? A
scrambled egg, a fried egg, a poached egg, a boiled. If you do it right, that's one of the things I talk about. It says, "Oh, I didn't ketchup for it." No, if you put ketchup on something that I prepared for you,
He hates ketchup.
You're telling me that you don't think I did a good job cooking, or you don't like the food that I cooked. Because if you're going to take some beautiful eggs and put some ketchup on it without even tasting them first, that's an insult.
I can understand, because when you make a good steak, it doesn't need anything.
Doesn't need anything.
If you do it right,
But there's the thing is that not everyone will cook a steak. You know what I mean? But like almost everybody says they can make eggs. There are so many people that just they burn their fried eggs, or they overcook their scrambled eggs, or they put some unnecessary shit in there, or they put the salt in too early and it fucking draws out the moisture. A perfectly beautiful cooked egg is a thing of beauty.
Have you guys tried to make the Gordon Ramsay scrambled eggs?
I've made them.
I've made them. The best.
Yep.
I love it.
100%.
And it's a process.
Yep.
Did I have those?
So no, I can make them. So basically, what it is you put your butter in you make it in a pot, right?
Okay.
Put your butter and your eggs in there, and you start on a medium to low flame, and you start to whisk them in the pan, in the pot, you slowly, and then once you start to form around the sides, you pull it off the heat and you keep whisking, and then you put it back on the heat. So you're delicately building your heat and delicately, slowly cooking your eggs. And right at the end, when it starts to kind of blend, you can hit it with a little bit of crema and sit there and hit it, and then mix it in, and it just makes it so smooth. And that's when you add your salt, your pepper, your chive, and you're good. And you're beautiful.
The butter don't
well, because
my
that's
mouth
the thing
is watering.
You put the butter in there when you're actually mixing the eggs.
Right.
So it actually does, because some people will put milk or other dairy in it, but I'm saying at the end, especially when you put that crema at the end of that little hit, bam, and it, oh my God, it opens it up.
This is where I see a problem for Big Z. He does not have patience.
That's a big thing. That's the thing about eggs.
The bitch clock.
The bitch clock.
So he might have to.
Yeah, he's had a problem.
It's like a 15-minute process of actually just sitting there and whisking and whisking. I liked it. I
and because the thing is too is that once you when you almost get to the end and you cut a little bit of cream cheese or something, it elevates it. Cream. But here's the problem.
So many jokes.
Z's got a problem because he's talking about the bitch clock. He's like, bitch, where are my eggs?
Ding! Where the fuck my eggs?
He's like, man, fuck all this shit, man.
Oh man! All right, before we go, what you looking at? What are you watching that isn't sports? And I'm gonna let the guest of honor go ahead and kick us off. What are you watching right now, man?
I am watching an anime show. Now it's from a cartoon to live action. Cowboy Bebop.
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Gigantor was all about that. I watched it. It kind of lost me.
Well, it's a little corny, but the action's good. I like the fighting. The storyline's pretty decent. The definitely opening soundtrack to that is amazing.
Oh, it's dope.
I love it.
It's dope. It gets you hyped up for what you think it's going to be, because if you remember the original Cowboy Bebop, that's a cool show. Like, I'm not super into anime. My daughter is.
Right.
But I mean, it was Lupin. Remember Lupin?
Oh, yeah.
Lupin the Third. Yeah, those were like, it was a few of them that I was into.
Right.
But yeah, I mean,
But I mean, it's cool. It's, different. It's good. Like I said, good storyline. And the actors are pretty decent.
Yeah, John Cho from Harold and Kumar is in it.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. And my kids got me into it. So
yeah.
That's what I'm watching.
Any movies or anything?
I just saw the Batman movie. Yeah, I just saw it 3 hours. Sat through that whole thing. 3 hours. It was dark. It was.
Did you feel the 3 hours?
Not really.
So it moves.
It moves. But there's still a lot of dialogue, and the action scenes are great.
Okay.
The car chase scenes are great. The fighting scenes are great. I mean, but the way it was shot, it's very dark. So make sure you.
That's DC though.
Make sure you don't.
That's very DC.
Make sure you don't want to nap before, because it might make you fall asleep.
Don't eat a big meal for it.
Don't partake in any herbal refreshments prior to seeing the Batman.
But it was some good twists and turns. I liked.
How was Zoe Kravitz in it? I heard she was.
She's not bad. She did good, man. She did good. I think she did good.
I mean, if you were to rate the top 3 Catwoman, where would she be rated? Is it 3 or 4?
Well, you got Eartha Kitt, you got Michelle Pfeiffer, you got Halle Berry, and you got this one.
Well, Halle Berry,
and you got Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
I know.
There's a reason I didn't remember.
Yeah, it was bad.
No,
it wasn't bad.
They did a good job with her. She was tough. She was a badass.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other ones, I think they sexualized Catwoman too much. This was not.
Okay.
It was not that.
Which
This
is
was-
very
this was more.
and she's a young woman, and so it's very easy to do. You know what I mean? And then but I think Riddler was in it. Paul Dano. I don't know if a lot of people know who
He's
he
a
is.
good actor. Yeah, he's a
very good actor.
Very
He's been
good
around
actor.
for long.
He did a great job.
Yeah,
I was impressed with him.
I heard he's really good. And then isn't it Colin Farrell that plays the Penguin?
Yeah.
And he's unrecognizable. You can't. Yeah,
Because he looks like that other actor with that the comedian. He's got
Danny
a chubby.
DeVito?
No, he looks like I forgot his name.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. I don't know his name.
Yeah, I can visualize. I just can't. I can't pull a name.
Yeah,
out right
so
now.
it's like you could have hired him for cheaper, but I understand. Colin Farrell is a very, very good actor. I'm excited to see it. I am looking forward to finding some time,
especially as a Batman guy.
Yeah,
Totoro was in it too. He's
John
good.
Turturro. Yeah, he's awesome. All right, what you been watching, Z?
There's two things that I'm watching, and one of them is The Marvelous Miss Maisel season 4.
Yeah.
I sent you some
you
messages because you're a big comic guy, and they reference a lot of comedy over the years.
And like stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
I like so this is your first time in the studio, and you see all the records I got over there. I mean, I have a stack like about this big, and I'm holding my hands,
Shoulder
far
width
enough.
apart.
Yeah. All comedy records, all comedy albums, because nobody buys those, so I get them for cheap, and I love them. Red Fox, George Carlin, Richard Pryor, Johnny Carson, I got them all, man.
That's awesome. I'm getting into the record things now. So
Yeah,
slowly but surely get in there.
Yeah,
I'm
take your
buying-
time.
I buy a lot of jazz records.
You
and
know where
stuff.
to go.
Oh, yeah.
And stuff,
You know
but-
where to go.
Yeah, man.
Hey, he's gonna give you a library card,
Nice.
and you can
Hey,
come out.
Z. Literally-
I do that.
But listen, in all honesty, you
Library.
Yeah, like the library.
The library.
The library.
But no, in all honesty, when you want to go pick up some records, let me know, man. I'll show you some places.
Oh, cool, man.
Yeah,
Awesome.
for sure.
That'd be great.
All right, what else you got? I'm over here making dates with my new friends.
Fuck me.
Why do you think I'm making new friends?
That's all good. It's all good. Winning Time, and I know this is something that you're watching too. Winning Time, which is the origin story of Jerry Buss taking over the Lakers.
Showtime Lakers.
The Showtime Lakers. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Magic Johnson, him getting drafted and so forth. So episode 1 was really, really good. And episode 2 comes out right now as we're recording. It's every Sunday. It's a must watch because there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that you didn't know about, especially because I'm 40 and that was like exactly when I was born, so I didn't know when it was happening. And then last but not least is Pennyworth, which is the origin story of Alfred Pennyworth. Of him being an SAS soldier and being overseas and so forth, and just the beginning of how Alfred was. So, and that's also on HBO.
Okay, that sounds interesting for you. I'm gonna go back to Winning Time real quick because it was awesome. You had John C. Reilly.
John C. Reilly is Dr. Buss.
Awesome, from Chicago, playing Jerry Buss and kind of giving the behind the scenes. I had no idea about the story of him purchasing the Lakers and being part of that ownership group and understanding all the shit that went into it. I didn't know about his brilliant career, Dr. Jerry Buss, before he came into the NBA. That money, so I mean, that was amazing, and it's just the story of like Magic and all that stuff. And what it led me to watch was the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar documentary talking about him growing up as Lou Alcindor, getting drafted to the Bucks, and how the Bucks would not like a guy named Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, so he ends up on the Lakers. And just seeing his career, seeing how he was just kind of seen as arrogant because he was educated and he's well spoken and all that stuff. And then when he was in the movie Airplane, when he grabs the kid and he's like, "You look just like Kareem," and he's like, "No, that's not me." I forgot his name in the movie, and he's like grabbing the kid. And he's like, "Listen, kid, I was working my ass off all season, breaking the fourth wall." So yeah, that was really cool. But yeah, I mean, so I actually have been watching.
Is that a Showtime or HBO?
HBO, man.
HBO, okay.
Yeah.
So I watched a couple of things. I caught up on Gemstones, the Righteous Gemstones.
Finally.
The end of the
Fucking
second.
love that
I
shit.
saw the first season. I got to
second season. It was really good. I just finished that up. I watched Free Guy, which was really cool. I watched it a couple times actually. I mean, yeah, GTA in the movie was really, really, really well done. Very entertaining. I also rewatched again because it was just there, and I watched Shawshank again. I can't.
Oh yeah, it's on. They put it back on.
Yeah, it's on HBO.
It's always on.
Yesterday morning, I sat there and
AMC,
just watched
it just bounces around.
Always on.
AMC don't count. I mean, that's not the real. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
But it bounces around from Netflix.
I'm okay not seeing the rape scenes.
Awkward silence.
Okay. Anyway, we're gonna move on from that. So the other thing, we went to the movies last night and we watched the movie Dog with Channing Tatum, who I used to call the Charming Tater because he's so fucking boring. He's just like a nondescript, good-looking white guy. Here we go. And it was a pretty good movie. I mean, if you don't know the premise, it's basically a former Army Ranger who has another former soldier who passes away. He was part of a unit that had a canine in there, and when the soldier passes away, he is tasked with the job of bringing the dog over to his funeral. Just like him and the rest of his crew, the dog had a very traumatic experience going overseas and being in war, and had very weird interactions with humans after that point. So it was good. I mean, I could have checked it out on HBO or Showtime. So I mean, like if you have someone in your family that is in the military, something like that, it's definitely a good movie to check out.
Gotcha.
The last thing that I was watching, I was actually watching it quite a bit today. It's called Fastest Car. And this is, of course, it's on Netflix because that's all I watch. But basically what this is it's three guys that do their own builds. They call it sleeper cars, where it's just basically random ass car where they kind of soup up, have to race against a supercar. So something like a Lamborghini or a Ferrari. And basically what they do is one guy had like a fucking like 1978 Chevy van, and somebody had like a 1940s Rat Rod, and all these cars. And they show you, it's a 45-minute show. They kind of show you all the modifications and things like that people have done to the car. And at the very end, they're like, yeah, I'm Bob. I built this. I bought this car for $800,000. I'm going to fucking race it against these guys who paid $3,000 on their car and another $80,000 on all the parts. So I bet I'm going to win. I was asleep until you guys called me for this, and all the other guys like, I gave up eating for 3 weeks so I could buy that new carburetor. You know what I mean? So it is pretty cool. And when you get to the finale, the final episode, it's going to be every driver that won each one of those episodes is going to face off. So I'm looking forward to that. I've been playing a lot of Forza on Xbox and all these different cars and shit like that. So it kind of caught my eye there.
Do you have the wheel and everything?
No. No, man. I did get the Nintendo glove last week, and it sucks. Oh man,
he didn't use it plugged in with the Nintendo either.
Can we go back to talking about Shawshank? Oh man, hey, so listen up, Enrique. Thank you so much for being here. I know I sound funny when I say your name because my accent is not quite on point, even though
his accent's Wicker Park, not Puerto Rican.
I'm only an honorary Puerto Rican just by injection of acapurria.
Hey,
there you go. But yeah, I mean, tell us, what you've been up to since since we talked to you last in the pandemic, everything that you've been going on, and tell us about your new song.
Yeah, the last time we talked, we were still in pandemic form. No, Cubby Bear wasn't happening, and we opened back up in June of 2021, and just been going strong. Live music, every Sunday night, and business as usual.
Yeah,
I got going with performing again last year, and it's been great. I released those 2 songs last year that you guys have on. Spoke about last year, and that's pretty much it, man. Got a new job too. Like, I'm doing some traveling too for my job.
Awesome. What?
I just came back from Augusta.
Okay.
Augusta, Georgia. Didn't get to see. Didn't get.
You
to
didn't go to golf course?
No. But I was recommended by a few friends in my golf group saying that I should go fill out one of those landscaper applications. Maybe I can get in that one.
Even if you just drove up there, like, get to work, Juan.
Yeah, exactly. And I was going, hey, yes, I'm here for the
bushes.
Landscaper application, please.
Hey, bro, I'm here for the grass.
Just so I can see, to get in there. But so that's been going great. And let's see, started a new project, got a new single coming up, so I'm very excited about that.
So you brought us a little clip of your brand new song. Why don't you tell us about the new song?
I did, yeah. This is a song that I heard back in 2014. It's a cover of a Pepe Aguilar song called Entre Dos Rios, and very excited about this. I have a guy from Puerto Rico, Carlos Garcia, who arranged the song, and used a lot of my Chicago guys. Richie Santiago is on timbales. I got a couple of guys. Carlos Aquino on trumpet, Oscar Lopez on bass, Victor Gonzalez Zancon, guys from here, Chicago, and then some guys from Puerto Rico that you guys don't know, but at least wanted to shout them out because those are my guys.
Yeah.
My band, so it was kind of exciting.
That's awesome. Let's take a sneak peek at Entre Dos Rios from Enrique Calderon.
Quiero decirte algunas cosas hoy. Quiero que sepas que mi vida te doy, que si te quiero, que si te adoro.
All right, we can't give you the whole song.
No.
We gotta give you a little taste, man.
That's right.
We gotta get you hooked on it.
Just a little tease, man. Look, I'm excited to hear the whole thing. We were just talking about records a little bit. I mean, you can definitely hear your jazz influence on there. I mean, I love it.
Yeah, man, it's a different tune, a little more. I like to think of it as more of a Victor Manuel feel.
Yeah, it does.
That kind of has that feel. I'm making a video for it, so that's gonna be coming out soon too. And just trying to get back into the groove. New year, new gigs, new here. Doing a bunch of stuff like that. I just had a gig last night out in Naperville. I'm gonna be doing some traveling while I'm singing too. Like I'm going to Indianapolis in April. I'm going to Maryland in May.
Wow.
And hopefully, maybe I'll get another gig out in St. Louis. So I'm trying to get out of Chicago and perform out there.
When is your next performance?
In April 22nd in Indianapolis at a club called Estadio.
Estadio. Oh, we have a Estadio here in Milwaukee. Yeah. So this single comes out what date?
March 26th.
Oh, that's coming up.
That is coming up pretty soon, ladies and gentlemen. That sounds like something.
What you don't know, I'm actually dedicating that for your birthday.
Oh,
look at that.
Look at that.
The love lost.
Oh, man. I told you I found a new friend.
So where can we find this single?
You're going to be able to find it on all digital platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, Pandora, YouTube, all those, anything where you can stream music, you should be able to find it.
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, support your friends, your recording artists. We support My Logic.
Yeah.
We support you. We know the struggle. We know the blood, sweat, and tears that you put into your music. And people think it just happens. It doesn't. It takes a lot of steps. It takes a lot of time.
A lot of investment.
A lot of investment and money to put yourself out there. So
and people don't always realize like how important, your friends always want something for free, right? Like, man, let me get a free. No, man, support your people.
Right.
If I'm your friend, support me. That's, you know what I mean? Like, don't just, share my stuff, listen to my stuff. Hell, press play and put it on mute if you want. I don't give.
Just put it on repeat. Put it on repeat.
Or even just as simple as sharing it, just
sharing it.
Yeah.
Man, sharing it is so huge. So, ladies and gentlemen, support your local artists, your musicians, your whoever you're a fan of, and especially in the city of Chicago. Support your people. We need it. We love you, and we do it for you. So
that's right.
Anyway,
well, before we get out of here, Enrique, every Sunday, where are you?
Excuse me?
Where are you every Sunday?
And every Sunday, that's right. Salsa Sundays at Cubby Bear. Been long-standing. This is going to be my 6th year as the host of Salsa Sundays at Cubby Bear. And we're there every Sunday.
And
salsa lessons at 8.
Yes.
And then tonight we have DJ Mars, and he's our resident DJ. Been there for 40 years, so we're excited. Follow us on Salsa Sundays at Cubby Bear on Facebook, on Instagram. You can follow me, Enrique Calderon Official on Instagram, on Facebook as well. And we're going to be bringing bands back shortly, so make sure you follow me and keep tabs on all that good stuff. And really appreciate both of you guys for having me here tonight.
Absolutely,
it's been wonderful. I got to see the cave,
and you're doing your show on the right side of town. It's the north side. You know what I mean? Like you brought a little south side to the north side.
I mean, this is a little west, man.
It's suburbs. They don't even count anymore. Once you leave the vicinity of Chicago, you're out. All right, it's time to go. It's time to go.
Cubby Bear is on the north side.
Yeah, but it's in the city. We're outside the city.
Yeah, I'm talking about Cubby Bear. He brought the show to the Cubby Bear. How did y'all miss that?
We did.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Okay, I guess. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I guess the search for a new friend continues. But thank you so much for listening. That is it for today's show. A big thank you to our sponsors, 606 Media, True Chicago Sports Fans, ACSI, and Grit Clothing Company. Don't forget to go to gritclothingco.com and get your official TCSF podcast t-shirt. Search your keyword True Chicago and use our promo code TrueFan15 at checkout for 15% off of your entire order. That is TrueFan15. Go and get your shirts right now. And don't forget to visit our guy Danny and his friends over at ACSI.Tech and check out their career section for an exciting new career in the communications industry. Go to ACSI.Tech, that's ACSI.Tech, and click on careers to apply today and get your 2022 going in the right direction. A big, huge, enormous thank you to my new friend, Enrique Calderon. Don't forget his new single is coming out, dedicated to me, of course, March 26th. And check him out on YouTube and all streaming platforms. And, of course, once again, check him out at Cubby Bear on Sundays. Right across from Wrigley Field, ladies and gentlemen. Go and do that thing.
Y te lo dice Enrique Calderon.
Shout out to our friends at the Some of This and Some of That podcast with Coach Mo and Justice. They are also available on your favorite streaming service. And don't forget to check out our people over at the Shine Native Radio podcast, now available on all major platforms. Mike Logic, Ideal, and Throw MC talk about sports, movies, and all types of ill shit. Go and check them out. And they're also live on Shine Native Radio on Facebook every Tuesday evening from 9 to 10 p.m. And of course, do not sleep. Mike Logic's new album, as I was saying, is now available. Check out mikelogic.bandcamp.com, miclogik.bandcamp.com. Logic with the K is back. Go and get your copy. And his music video for his single Solo is now available to watch on YouTube. Shout out to Ronish, Panic, Serious Beats, and Custom Made for the beats we played on today's show. Check out paniconthebeat.com for all your Mole Men merch and gear. And make sure you check out this absolutely dope collaboration between Serious Beats and Custom Made. They are my favorite collab in the city right now. If you want your beats, go and check them out. Their new beat tape, Treasured Paintings, is available now. Check out SeriousXBeats.com. My favorite track is called Burr versus Philly. Like I said before, it's got this kind of 70s funk soul vibe, that jazzy vibe that I love, and it's kind of my favorite thing to listen to. So make sure you check it out and listen to it for yourself. Don't forget to check us out on social media. You can find us at True Chi Fans on Twitter. That's at True CHI Fans on Twitter and on TikTok. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, and hit us up on the DMs. We want your stirring the pot ideas. We want your movie recommendations, and we want you to tell you how much you love the show, because I know you do. And you can always hit us up at True Chicago Sports Fans at gmail.com. All right, y'all, for Big Z and today's guest, Enrique Calderon, we will see you next week for episode 88. Until then, be good to each other.
For the love of sports.
Swish.
A few moments later.
You have a lot of incest.
That's real.
Shut your mouth. Lover boy.
Nature versus nurture, Lodge. Nature always wins.
I think he's on steroids.
Hasta luego, amigos.
Show's over, show's over, show's over.